Ecology. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really profound couplet. It offers some truly timeless wisdom for finding inner peace, finding freedom, really. Things relevant to, well, all of us. Our mission, if you like, is to unpack how we deal with praise and criticism day to day. How we find that solid ground inside.
Set tree ecology. And it's more than just philosophy, isn't it? It's actually a very practical guide. We're looking at how this wisdom helps us get a handle on our own emotions, find a bit of balance, and just feel more steady no matter what life throws at us. It's really about freeing ourselves from those emotional ups and downs.
Okay, let's dive in then. We're focusing on this powerful couplet from Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. He was the ninth Sikh guru, revered for his wisdom. And this couplet, it really challenges us to look inward, doesn't it? To find a way to stay grounded, whether people are singing our praises or finding fault. This couplet is being recited by A.P. Singh from Sikh Dharamsal. Now listen to this.
ਉਸਤਤ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਨਾਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੇ ਕੰਚਨ ਲੋਹ ਸਮਾਨ ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਨ ਰੇ ਮਨਾ ਮੁਕਤ ਤਾਹੇ ਤੇ ਜਾਨ
Listen to how lively and powerful it sounds in the original words. Wow. Even just hearing it like that, it feels significant. So let's break it down. That first part, remaining unaffected by praise or criticism. What does that actually look like? Because honestly, most of us feel those things pretty strongly. We ride that wave.
We absolutely do. It's natural. But this couplet suggests maybe stepping off that emotional roller coaster. Think about praise. Someone says something great about you, and boom, you feel that rush of happiness, right? But the risk is getting sort of swept away by it. You might get stuck chasing that feeling or just replaying that moment in your head long after it's passed.
Right. Reliving the glory days.
Exactly. And on the flip side, criticism. The gut reaction is often to get defensive, maybe even a bit angry or upset. This wisdom isn't saying don't feel anything. It's suggesting we learn to observe those feelings without letting them totally hijack our inner state, our core sense of self.
Can you give an example? Maybe something relatable.
Sure. Think about a student. They get an A on a test, they're ecstatic, amazing feeling. But then maybe the next test doesn't go so well, and suddenly they feel awful, like a total failure. Or at work, right? You get a fantastic review, you're walking on air. Then maybe a colleague challenges something you did, and suddenly your whole mood tanks.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
This teaching is about building an inner resilience, an equilibrium that doesn't just crumble based on external feedback. It's about realizing that your true inner self, that kind of divine spark within, isn't really defined by those highs and lows. And knowing that helps free you from getting stuck in negative or low states of mind.
Okay, that makes sense. Holding praise and criticism with a bit more distance, maybe? But here's where it gets really interesting for me. The next part. To see gold and iron alike. How does that fit in? They're obviously very different in the real world.
They are different externally, absolutely. Gold is valuable, iron is common, useful. But the couplet is making a deeper point. It's saying that their impact on your inner peace, on your sense of self worth, should ideally be the same, which is zero impact,
Real
essentially.
impact. So not getting attached to the perceived value.
Precisely. We live in a world that constantly assigns value. This is good. That's bad. This is success. That's failure. These socially conditioned binaries. And when we internalize those labels too much, when we let them dictate how we feel inside, we lose our balance. We give external things power over our inner calm. Just think for a second, how often does something someone else says or some external judgment actually shift your mood for the whole day?
Probably more often than I'd like to admit.
Right. So this isn't about pretending gold and iron are the same thing. It's about recognizing that neither defines your fundamental worth or dictates your inner state.
So bringing it all together, being unaffected by praise and criticism, and seeing external valuables like gold or common things like iron without letting them sway your inner peace.
Yes, connect those two. When you start to cultivate that kind of inner state, that's when you begin to touch what the couplet calls true wisdom and freedom, liberation, even. This freedom, it comes from that realization of your steady inner being, the part of you that's constant beneath the surface fluctuations. It's not about being cold or emotionless, not at all. It's about not letting those emotions completely run the show, not letting them pull you down into negativity or defensiveness.
So this is powerful stuff. But what does it mean for, you listening right now? How do you actually use this? It feels big.
Well, the couplet itself gives a clue, maybe. It's a call to awareness, to action. And maybe the starting point is simpler than we think. It could just be about observing, really noticing your own reactions. The next time someone gives you a small compliment, maybe about your work or even just your shirt, just pause. Notice how it feels. And same with a small criticism or even just a difference of opinion. Don't judge yourself for feeling something, just observe it, see the reaction happen. That awareness, that's got to be the first step, right?
Absolutely. That observation is the practice. It's the beginning of untangling your inner state from those external triggers.
So, to sum up this deep dive, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's couplet really lays out this incredible path toward inner freedom. It's about cultivating an internal state that isn't constantly shaken by what the world throws at you, good or bad. It really does. And maybe that leaves us with a thought to ponder, a question for you to take away. What if? What if, just for a little while this week, maybe even just for a day, you consciously try to observe your reactions to both praise and criticism without judging the reaction, just noticing it? What new insights might pop up? What might you learn about that unaffected part of yourself that's maybe just waiting to be seen?
Something to think about. Satriya Kalji.